All right, let's talk about something really powerful today. What if you could take your biggest, most painful setbacks and actually turn them into your greatest strengths?
I want you to just think for a second about a time you failed, something that really, really stung. Now, what if I told you that moment wasn't the end of your story? What if it was actually the very beginning?
Ah, that feeling of failure. Ah, we all know it, right? It's that sinking feeling in your stomach. It's painful. And you know what? It's completely universal.
I mean, from the time we're kids, most of us are basically taught to be terrified of failing. It's drilled into us that failure is this final, crushing verdict. It's a big red stamp that says you're not good enough and that your journey is over.
But that really brings us to a choice, a really important choice that we all face. When you hit that wall, are you going to let that failure bury you, or are you going to let it teach you? That one little shift in perspective, well, it changes everything.
This leads us to what we can call the Undertaker versus the teacher mindset. And trust me, this is a huge shift in how you look at every single setback you'll ever face.
So let's break this down. On one hand, you've got the Undertaker view. It's heavy, it's final. A dead end, a verdict, game over, defeat. But look at the other side. The teacher view completely reframes it. A dead end? No, that's just a detour. It means there's another path. A final verdict? Nope, it's a lesson. It's wisdom for your next try. And defeat? That's not defeat. That's just data, pure and simple. And this changes the very definition of failure itself. See, falling down isn't the real problem here. The true failure is being so scared to fall that you never, ever even get in the game to begin with.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, right? But does it actually work in the real world? Well, you bet it does. Let's look at some incredible examples that prove these so-called detours can lead to the most amazing destinations you can imagine. Let's start with JK Rowling. We all know her name now. But before she created this magical world that took over the planet, her life, well, it looked a lot different. She was a single mom, and she was facing some really, really tough financial times. And when she finally poured her heart and soul into that manuscript, it got rejected. Not once, not twice, 12 times. Can you even imagine getting that 12th no? For almost anyone, that would feel like the definition of a dead end. But for her, it wasn't the final word. Or how about Thomas Edison? I mean, his goal was to literally light up the entire world. Think about that pressure. And as you can imagine, his path was just littered with thousands of attempts that, from the outside, looked like total failures. But his mindset is captured perfectly in this one quote. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." See? For him, every single attempt wasn't a mistake. It was a lesson. It was data. 10,000. Just let that number sink in for a second. That number doesn't represent failure. It represents the unbelievable scale of his learning. It shows this relentless belief that every single wrong way was just a necessary step forward.
So this is all super inspiring, but the big question is, how do we actually apply this stuff to our own lives? Well, let's break it down into a simple 4-step playbook you can use for any setback that comes your way.
Okay, here we go. Step 1, embrace the detour. Just accept it. Things aren't always going to go to plan, and that's okay. Step 2, find the lesson. This one is so important. Instead of feeling disappointed, get curious. Ask yourself, okay, what can I actually learn from this? Step 3, apply the knowledge. Don't just think about it. Turn that lesson into your new game plan. And finally, step 4, build your support system. Surround yourself with people who get it. You know, people who understand that a stumble is not the same as a fall and who will be there to cheer you on when you get back up.
So, we've talked about the mindset, we've looked at the proof, and we've got a plan. Now, it all comes back to you. How are you going to turn this idea into your reality? I want you to really let this sink in. Failure is a delay. It is not a defeat. It's just a temporary detour. It's not a dead-end street. It's a sign pointing you toward a new, maybe even better, path forward. So, I'll leave you with this. Think about your own life, right now. What's that thing that feels like a brick wall? What if it's not a wall at all? What's the detour that's just waiting for you to explore?